All right, here we go in three, two.
Cheers, man. Yo, hey, what's up? Good morning. If you're listening to this in the morning, afternoon, don't drink that all. Evening, if you're doing this during the evening like we are right now. Hence why the drinks are being poured, the drinks are flowing. But before the drinks continue to flow, we have to talk some sports. And this particular week in sports, my name is Jacko, Josh Jacko. That's Caleb. He's my producer. He is also my brother. Before we get into the Oilers and the Blue Jays winning hardware, all of a sudden we threw on this World Cup qualifier for Team Canada in soccer, which is taking place here in Edmonton in Commonwealth Stadium. Canada's up 1-0 in the 73rd minute. You know, anyone who knows me knows I'm not a huge soccer fan. Soccer is probably my least favorite sport. But when it comes to Team Canada, anything, I'm all about them. And the fact that we're up in a World Cup qualifier is huge. And what's even bigger is the fact that it's taking place here in Edmonton. And I couldn't believe it when Caleb, as soon as Caleb threw this on, they showed a shot of the stands. This is the most people that's been in Commonwealth Stadium in like years, in like 2 or 3 years. The Elks haven't been doing that well this year. That's why I haven't been talking too much about them. They've just been shit in the bed. But this soccer game is obviously huge for the country, and there's such a huge audience for soccer here in Edmonton. I mean, Alphonso Davies, one of the best soccer players in the world, is from Edmonton. And the looks like a pretty good crowd there. If I would have known this many people were going to be in Commonwealth tonight, I would have been there.
Yeah, it's a party.
Yeah, right?
Well, it looks more bumping than any of the Elks games.
Like times like 5.
Yeah, we've been missing that kind of party atmosphere at the Commonwealth
For years, man.
Yeah.
And yeah, this is all Team Canada. So 1-0 for Canada in the 74th minute. So go Canada, go. Hopefully they're able to hold on and one step closer to qualifying for the 2022 World Cup of Soccer. Also, what took place tonight, the Oilers and the Buffalo Sabres. Unfortunately, the Oilers weren't able to come back in this game like they were able to last night. Both games, we were down 3-2 going into the third. Both games, Leon Draisaitl scored our first 2 goals. He's on fire. He's leading the league in not only points but also goals, ahead of his teammate Connor McDavid. They're killing it. Also, this past week in sports, Draisaitl also surpassed Paul Coffey on the Oilers' all-time goal scorers list. So congrats to him. We got the applause. McDavid's keeping pace, but the fact that McDavid's on our highest score and everyone's raving about McDavid constantly, and he's not even the leading scorer on our team, is just a test to how good of a team we have. Unfortunately, we weren't able to pull out the win tonight. That's our second loss on this road trip. The opening game on the road trip against Detroit, it wasn't really a good game by us. We lost that one. One decent thing that could be taken from the 2 losses, Stuart Skinner, his second and his third start ever in his career in the NHL. He made 35 of 38 saves against Detroit earlier in the week, and he looked pretty. He didn't look as good tonight, but he gave us a chance to win. So it definitely wasn't his fault that we lost. We gave up too mmany breakaways and just weren't too sound defensively around him. Also, in this past week, it's been a few games since I last checked in, but Cassian left the game against Detroit. He is still out. I think he is day-to-day with a lower body injury. Mike Smith, our number 1 goalie, he was close to getting back, but I guess there was a setback in his recovery, so he flew back to Edmonton. In the middle of this road trip, we still got 2 more games on the road trip. He flew back here to Edmonton to have further tests done his injury, which is also a lower body injury. So hopefully he gets back soon. I mean, Skinner's been doing all right for being a rookie and getting thrown right into the fire on the road. He's making some big saves, but I mean, you can't. Smith's our number one, so hopefully he gets back soon. Also, Cody Ceci also scored his first goal as an Oiler with us last night against Boston. He had a goal and an assist, and he had a really good game. So this depth scoring is obviously something a team needs to get deep into a season, deep into the playoffs. So we just got to keep this up. It's unfortunate we lost tonight, but I mean we had a crazy onslaught at the end of the game, but you can't wait till the end of the game to fucking play. So hopefully we're able to rebound on Sunday against St. Louis. Yeah, depending when you listen to this, maybe we'll be 11-3. As right now, we're 10-3 after the loss against Buffalo, but I think 10-3 is all right. I think that's there's not too many other major Oilers news. McDavid or Draisaitl still leads the league. He's ahead of Ovechkin.
Killing it.
Ovechkin is killing it in his career, but Draisaitl's like fucking ahead of him in the goals, which is if you're ever ahead of Ovechkin in goals at all, that's saying something.
How long has Ovechkin been in the game now?
He started in 05. He was drafted in 05.
Wow.
Or no 04, but there was a lockout. So he started in 05. So he's been 16 year. He's a veteran. He just passed Brett Hull for 4th all time in scoring, with his 742nd goal.
Damn.
Yeah, passing Brett Hull, one of the all-time greatest scorers in the game. Ovechkin now has sole possession of 4th all-time in goals, and he's actually he's the second fastest player to reach that mark. 1,210 games to reach 742. The only other player that's got to that point faster, obviously Wayne Gretzky. He did it in 979 games. I mean, that's fucking ridiculous. But Brett Hull did it in 1,269 games. Ovechkin did it in 1,209 to get to 741. Ovechkin now has 742. So congrats to Ovi. He was always one of my favorite goal scorers. I always admired him, and I mean even ever since he was a rookie. I remember in his first year, he has probably the best goal I've ever seen in my life. For those that remember, he was playing Phoenix in his first year. He gets tripped up. He goes beside the net from his back. He's on his back on the ice sliding. He whips. He has the puck behind his head. He's on his back, and his stick's behind his head, parallel with his body, and he puts the puck around his head with his stick, and scores. He's not even looking at the net. He's falling towards the corner on his back, and he somehow scored in his when he was like 19 years old or something. One of the best goals in the history of the NHL, and 700 and some odd goals later, he's closing in on Gretzky. He is 150. He's 150 goals short of Gretzky, if my math is correct, and he's 36 years old. So it's in striking distance. Given he stays healthy and he's able to put up the consistent numbers which he's been putting up his entire career, so it's not out of the realm of possibility. And thankfully, he's not in our division. He's not in our conference, so it's easy to cheer for him. So continue the good work. Not that he needs some dude from Edmonton telling him that, but congrats to Ovi. And other hockey news though. Carey Price coming back after he went into the NHL's assistance program. Um, so he released a statement. I didn't realize that he was struggling with like substance abuse. He put it as, and so good for him. Looking to seeking help, and hopefully he's able to return and have a significant impact on the Canadians because Jake Allen's a good. Jake Allen's a solid goalie. He's not even like really a backup. He's played number one goalie before. So, but Carey Price is one of the best in the league. So hopefully he's able to come back and have a decent impact on their team. Again, it's easy for me to say that because they're not in our division or conference, so we only play them a couple times, and what they do doesn't affect our chances of making the playoffs. Even though I don't think we need any help making the playoffs, I think we're going to be all right. But I don't want to jinx anything because actually tonight, when we were facing the Sabres, I jinxed. Caleb asked me when we were going to record, and I'm like, I don't even want to re-say it, but I was like, after the win or whatever, something like that. And we were leading, and then we had the power play. That's why I was all confident. But we unfortunately were unable to score another one, lost the game. So that's the last time I jinxed shit like that. I'm not superstitious. I'm just a little bit.
Just a little stitches.
Just a little stitches. Also, in other news around the hockey world, Columbus Blue Jackets going to retire Rick Nash's number 61. Obviously, their all-time leader in goals, assists, points. The best Columbus Blue Jacket to ever put on that jersey. Played for Team Canada in the Olympics and the World Championships. Has a gold medal. Has a couple different medals with the Team Canada. And I honestly, when during his time when he played, I always thought he was a really, really good player, and I loved how big of a guy he was, his reach and his style of play. He was just he was hard to get off the puck. Once he had it, you couldn't take it from him. With his big reach, he was able to reach around, make some sick moves around the goalie, around defenders when he wanted to. He had those hands. He had that shot. He was all around a really good player. So he's well deservedly so. His number 61 is going to be the first number retired in Blue Jackets history.
Got that good reach around.
That good reach around, yeah. You gotta just feel it. Just get around. Just no. Also, Nathan McKinnon. I guess he's out for 3 weeks with all these lower body injuries going on here. Obviously Nathan McKinnon, one of the elite players in the league, playing for Colorado. It's going to be obviously a big hole for them, which is, good news for us. They play in our conference, so and they're one of the better teams in our conference. So obviously, you don't want to see players get injured or get hurt, badly or anything. But being an Oilers fan, as many of you 4 or 5 listeners are, it's good to have the odds in your favor, as much as possible. So hopefully it's nothing too major for McKinnon because he's a really good player, but he's out for 3 weeks. And I think that sums up most of the hockey news. There's a lot of other other news with these scandals, these professional scandals, like Murray for the Ducks resigned because there were some allegations coming out of his workplace misconduct, and the GM for the Ducks resigned and put himself into an alcohol abuse program. So good on him for trying to get on the right path and whatnot. In I think that's all for the NHL news. But in baseball news, huge news for the Jays. I'm so thankful this. I'm so thankful for this. Get that thing ready. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. He is the AL Hank Aaron Award winner. Show him some love. I like that delay. It's like the crowd didn't know what to do. Yeah. The in studio crowd was like, who's that guy?
The sign isn't up.
Yeah.
We laughed.
So Vladdy, AL Hank Aaron Award, which is given to the most offensive, the best offensive player in each league, the American League and National League. He wins it. I mean, that was no surprise there, to be honest. But it's nice. But also, speaking of Vlad, though, not only did he win the Silver Slugger in his position, Marcus Semien win a Silver Slug in his position. Teoscar Hernandez win a Silver Slugger in his position. Vladdy also did a lot of things this year that has never been done. Well, at his age. This year, Vlad became the youngest player ever to win a Silver Slugger at first base. He's also the youngest player to win the Hank Aaron Award. Youngest player ever to lead the MLB in All-Star voting. Youngest player ever to win the All-Star Game MVP, and also the youngest player in history to record a 3 home run and 7 RBI game. So, I mean, he's putting up numbers that no one in his age ever has in this game of baseball that's been around for like 150 years. So, mad props to him. Like I said, mad props to Teoscar Hernandez also for winning the Silver Slugger. And Marcus Semien, also a winner of the Silver Slugger. 3 Silver Sluggers on one team. Shit. Also, Marcus Semien also won the Gold Glove at his position, at second base. And keep in mind, this is his first year playing second base full time. And he won a Gold Glove. So, mad props to all the Jays. And Semien and Vladimir Guerrero are both nominated for Most Valuable Player in the American League. Two MVP candidates on one team. Crazy. And I'm not done there. Robbie Ray, nominated for the Cy Young Award for Best Pitcher in the American League. I can't believe we were in the playoffs. I can't believe we didn't have a run. Like the amount of hardware our team is getting this year, individual accolades. Like, it's not too many teams in history have this amount of individual success with their players. Individual success, I should say. But we did. Unfortunately, this is a year when there was a lot of other good teams in our division. We just needed one more win. Hopefully, we're able to re-sign Semien or Robbie Ray again, because they're crucial parts to our team. However, Marcus Semien did decline our qualifying offer, so he's going to free agency, and I believe Robbie Ray is also going to free agency to test the market. So if we're gonna have to retain one of them, we're gonna have to put up a big price tag, which they've earned. And but also with that said, in Robbie Ray's, which it doesn't look as good for Robbie Ray's, just as far as the amount of ace pitching that is going to be available in free agency this offseason. There's going to be a lot of like number one pitchers available. So our team, like our core, will still be young. Our core will still be, the Guerreros, the Bichettes, the Biggios, the Teos, the Gurriels. Like, we'll still have our young core, but there might be some new faces, as there is every year, which is totally fine. Like, we have Springer locked up, so I really like our chances next season. So yeah, congrats to all the Blue Jays and their hardware there. Before we get to this week in sports history, just a couple other quick notes around the sports world. Oh yeah, uh, Raptors doing they're doing all right. But the reason I laugh when I bring them up is because our point guard Fred VanVleet was fined $15,000 today for quote unquote a obscene gesture. Basically, he just kind of like hopped up around and basically insinuated that he had like a big ball sack or whatever. Right? He kind of just did like that, but it wasn't anything like completely egregious. Uh, so I seen that online going on today. Like what the fuck's happening? People getting fined for this shit. Obscene. I don't know. I understand where the league is coming from, but I mean, it wasn't even that big of a deal. But whatever. I mean, 15,000 is, I mean, half a game's salary. I think, right? It's not a big deal when you're making that much dough. But yeah, we beat the 76ers last night, 115-109. We're right around the middle of the pack, or just above, like the middle of the pack, around like between 5 and 8 in the Eastern Conference. So we're doing all right. Barnes is still killing it, um, as a first year rookie. So I mean, things are looking better than I thought they would for the Raptors. Oh, Canada almost put it away in the World Cup qualifier against Costa Rica off the crossbar. Oh my god. Yeah, if I would have known this was going on, I would have been there. But I think the World Cup's coming to Canada in the next one after this. I believe so. So took care of Vladdy. I mean, I could praise Vladdy all night. Took care of Robbie Ray, Marcus Semien with the Gold Glove, MVP nomination, Silver Slug. Like, what a year for Marcus Semien. Like, no wonder he wants to go to free agency. The guy's gonna get like major dough. In NFL, big news. Cam Newton, one of the premier quarterbacks for a few years there. He was a free agent. He signed with his original team, the Panthers. Cam's 32 now. He spent 9 years with the Panthers from 2011 to 2019, and he was the 2015 MVP. So obviously, hopefully, the Panthers are hoping that Cam can return to his former form. And Odell Beckham Jr. signs with the LA Rams. He's only 29, and he wasn't really feeling the Browns. So, I mean, he was able to get released from the Browns, and now he's playing for what he thinks is a contender. Before I get to this week in sports history, just another shout out to Cage Exteriors. If you're looking to get some work done on your exterior of your home, or if you're looking for work, if you're not working right now, you're looking to get back on the job front, give Cage Exteriors a shout. They're based out of Calgary, and it's Cage Exteriors with a K, Kage, exteriors.com. That's Cage with a K. And yeah, if you're looking for work, either visit their website, cageexteriors.com, or give Greg a call at 403-971-2523. They're based out of Calgary, but they do work not just in Calgary. So yeah, if you're looking to get some work done, or you're looking for some employment, look up Cage Exteriors. Again, Greg's number is 403-971-2523, and Cage Exteriors. Yeah, Canada. Yes, Canada just pulls out the win against Costa Rica officially, 1-0. 1-0. I think they call it. I'm gonna act like I know soccer, but Alfonso is one of the best soccer players in the world, and he's from Edmonton.
Wow.
Yeah, Commonwealth Stadium's going crazier than I've seen Commonwealth Stadium go in like 3 years, and it's for football, not football. Ironically, congrats to Canada. So does that? I didn't hear what he said. Does that mean Canada's officially moving on to the World Cup? Oh my God! If that's the case, you heard it here first on This Week in Sports. Canada is going on. Oh, Costa Rica looks pissed. Just gonna look this up real quick. World Cup qualifiers. So just looking at the stands here. Oh my goodness! Yes, 3-0. Oh, you're saying this? Oh my God! Look at that. United States, Mexico, Canada, top 3, and the top 3 apparently. Yeah, move on to the World Cup. Oh, my God. Excellent news. Oh, yes. Okay, so on This Week in Sports History, I was looking back. 19 years ago, we don't usually talk about this, but I think we're going to talk about it more often. 19 years ago, on November 5th, 2002, This Week in Sports, Dave Bautista makes his Monday Night Raw debut.
19 years ago?
19 years ago, Batista broke out on the scene.
Wow.
He faced Justin Credible and beat him in 2 minutes. I watched the highlights of the show. It wasn't even highlights. It was just the whole match. It lasted 2 minutes.
Who?
Justin Credible. I guess Justin Credible actually had a somewhat of a decent career in the ECW, and then had a bit of a run in WWE. But Batista, I think, put an end to that. Just destroyed him like a rag doll. And I loved wrestling growing up. As you know, wrestling was my shit. During I think they called it the Attitude Era and whatnot. Stone
right
Cold.
At the end of it, yeah.
Yeah, Stone Cold, The Rock. Speaking of The Rock, I guess he was quoted and as teasing. This is what he said. He said, quote, "There might be another match down the road," end quote. The dude's in hella shape. The Rock can do it.
Yeah.
I mean,
he always comes back every now and then.
He does. But yeah. I think the last time he didn't really wrestle. But he could probably do another match. You don't think so?
Maybe. I don't know.
Look how jacked the dude is.
I know he's jacked, but I mean, no matter how old you get, those bones, man. It's all about the bones.
It's true. I don't know.
And the insurance on that match would be astronomical.
I know Vince would dish it out though for a WrestleMania.
Yeah,
for a WrestleMania he would do it.
And they'd do their whatever coordination they needed to do to make sure that he.
Oh yeah. It would be fucking deadly. It would be sick. But yeah, it's just ironic that Batista is basically doing what The Rock did. Got into acting, is in these big movies. I mean, obviously The Rock is one of the biggest actors now in the world.
No, I have mad respect for Dave Bautista because he was on a interview earlier this year and just talking about how when he got the role of Guardians of the Galaxy for Drax the Destroyer, he said he was he sold most of his stuff, he was pretty broke, down and out, and it was his last ditch effort, and just good on the guy. He's has some really good roles now. He's killing it in Hollywood.
Yeah.
And he's not settling on the easy roles that he can go for as a big guy just on his physique. He's going for the really cool stuff, and he actually talks about that, how he doesn't want to go for, I mean, no hate, but the Fast and Furious stuff. He wants to go for the deeper stuff, and you can see that with him working with Denis Villeneuve in Blade Runner and now in Dune. Yeah, he's making really good choices.
He is, and I think I do remember reading that where he was down and out right before it happened. I think he wasn't wrestling anymore.
No, yeah.
And so thankfully, acting, he was able to find acting. He was able to get these roles because I really like what he's done. Speaking of another wrestler that does that, and speaking of Fast and Furious, your boy Cena. Is that the, I can't know.
Yeah,
I can't remember.
No, that's it. Yeah, you can't see him.
You can't see me. My time is now. Yeah, so all these guys are kind of following The Rock's footsteps, and the fact that he's hinting at coming back to wrestling for one more match would be awesome because he was my favorite.
Let's get them all back.
Well, I mean, Stone Cold is fucking. He can't do it anymore. His knees are too fucked up.
Sure, they can. Put some braces on there.
Oh, dude.
Get fucking Big Show. Is Big Show still alive?
Big Show. He's working for AEW now.
Okay.
But he can't use Big Show. He uses his real name now.
Oh, right,
Paul
right. 'Cause it's
Newman or whatever his name is.
trademarked or whatever.
Yeah, it's trademarked by the WWE. AEW is dope though.
Let's get all the classics back. Let's get Kane back in the arena. Let's
Yeah.
get Undertaker. Let's get
Uh,
Chris Ben. Oh no, no, can't get Chris Ben.
can't get.
No,
I don't think Chris
no,
Ben
no,
was
fine.
available. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um. Yeah. Before we end on the wrestling notes, WWE Raw Monday Night Raw is actually coming back to Edmonton.
Ooh, wow. When?
January 24th, I believe. The third Monday in January.
I saw Raw. I saw Raw live once.
Did you?
Working at
Oh,
Northlands.
no freaking way,
But
man.
they were weird. They were a weird guest because like it was like absolutely like against the rules. Like they just drilled it into everybody. You can't go in the arena while they're practicing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like there was curtains up and everything, like the curtains they put up during the games or whatever, and they weren't allowed in.
Did they have their own like kind of security making sure of that?
Yeah, but luckily in my section that I was covering, there was no one there, so I kind
You
of
took a
snuck
peek?
in. I like kind of sat in the shadows and watched, and I watched them do their rehearsal for the ambulance coming out for somebody.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah, I did. Yeah,
Really?
yeah. This little ambulance came out to the side, and I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, this is why they don't.
They want to show anybody.
Yeah. But it was I saw Vince McMahon just talking with some dudes in the ring.
Really?
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah,
Vince
yeah.
was actually there, eh?
Yeah.
So you must travel with them for all the shows then.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
I it's weird that I don't remember much of the rest of it. I think it was just like a standard,
Standard show.
or I think I had a half shift, so I left like in the middle of the.
That's crazy
Yeah.
that you actually snuck into like the rehearsals.
Yeah,
How long before the match? How long was before the event was their rehearsals? Do you remember?
I mean we got there like half an hour early, so I think I only got to see like 20 minutes of them.
Or so they rehearsed right before?
They must have been rehearsing for hours though, because that
Yeah.
was like the last. little
That
bit.
was the main event. That was the
Yeah.
the climax of
Yeah,
the thing.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but they change the city they're in not every match, but like some matches they're in a different city, and it's a different night. They're like, oh, here tonight on. It was like 2 weeks in advance, and then another match was like only a week in advance, and it's like, oh, this is weird. Like they're filming different matches and for different nights at the same night.
How do you know that? How do you
Because
know
they
were
would put
doing?
up on the screen like the date that it was supposed to be like showing.
Are you sure that wasn't advertising for the future dates or something?
I mean, dude, this is like 10 years ago, so who
It
knows?
was
But,
more than
like,
10 years ago.
Yeah.
You're getting old, Caleb. It's more than 10 years ago. Dude,
about 10 years ago, about 10 years ago, maybe 11.
no, because you were what,
I was,
teenager,
like
right?
16, 17. So then,
No, I thought you were like 14, 15 when you
no. I was like 16, 17.
when you worked there, really?
Yeah.
Oh, because you worked there before I did, didn't you?
No. I worked there long after you did.
After I did.
Yeah.
After I did the parking.
Yeah, after they gutted the whole parking staff.
Oh, okay.
I remember hearing about that, about how like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, they had to gut they had to,
Yeah,
they had to change policy.
Yeah, I orchestrated some
Some policy change.
some policy change.
Let's leave it at that. Yeah, no, like as far as I can remember, I remember them filming different nights on the same night and pretending there were other places.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, well, when we get like another guest, because we're running a little long here, but when we get another guest, like one of my homies that love wrestling,
Yeah.
we have to revisit this.
Yeah, I could be totally wrong, but
We have to revisit this because I have a lot of my boys love wrestling and they obviously love sports, so they'll have some good insight. So next time I get a wrestling guy on, we'll revisit this.
Yeah.
Don't forget this. One more thing on this week in sports history. Your boy Connor McDavid, who's like going off. I don't even know if I mentioned earlier. He had to create one of the top three, one of his best goals in his career against the New York Rangers. We've all heard about it. He went 1-on-4 against fucking.
Five if you count the goalie.
Yeah, 5. He not only went through 4 of their defenders, he went around the goalie, tied up the game. It was one of the best goals ever, but also not just that. It was a crazy comeback against the New York Rangers. That was our last home game before this road swing we're on. But excuse me, what was it? 3 years ago, and November 10th, 2019, McDavid scored a hat trick becoming only the 8th player in NHL history to record 400 points before his 23rd birthday. Yeah, before his 23rd birthday, he scored his 400th point with the hat trick back in November of 2019.
Wow.
So, yeah, so I mean, he's killing it. He hasn't missed a beat. He's continuing on a role that, I mean, him and Dressel are continuing on a role that hasn't been seen since like Lemieux and Yager days, if they keep this up. So next up, St. Louis. Hopefully, we can get back on the winning column. I mean, honestly, like, this is what it comes down to. If you're able to have a winning record at home, like a 600, 650 winning record at home, and you win just over 500 on the road, that's all you need to do. Right? We're obviously surpassing that tremendously early this year, but all you need is just over a 500 record on the road, and just to play as well as you can, as well as we can, as well as we know we can at home, and we'll be laughing. So the way I see it, we're 1-2 on this road swing so far. We have 2 more games. We can come on this road trip above 500, 3-2 still, with a win in St. Louis and a win in Winnipeg. So hopefully by the next time I check in on y'all, we got some good news as far as Vladdy, as far as Robbie Ray, and as far as the Oilers road trip. I appreciate y'all listening. This is episode whatever it is, fucking 20 or 30 or fucking 15, who knows. I just really appreciate everyone listening. Means a lot. I don't even, surprises me whenever someone tells me that they listen. Thank you so much. For my producer Caleb, I'm Josh Jacko, and this was This Week in Sports.